Hello there, my name is Jack Hammond, and I am here to make a status report for week 13 of the senior project. My project is Quick Budget Builder, and then the GitHub link is right here. I'll post it in the comments of the YouTube video too. And then status report. First off, let me say sorry. I know it's been a while since I've made one of these. I've just been doing, a little bit each week, just not. I kind of ignored the status reports, which is not good. But I'd say overall I'm on track right now. I know I kept track fairly okay of my hours. I think I'm about 110 right now. Um, so I still need about 15 more hours in order to hit that goal, and that's honestly about how long it will take because I want to do some more of the stretch goals. So last quite a few weeks. Big thing is I met my must-have requirements. So I did my front end. I have all my calculations for the back end, and the website is functional, spelled correctly. Um, and then next week goals is to finish the stretch goals. So finish my stretch goals. I know you said do at least three. And I have a few ideas with that, and I've started working on some. And then also, I realized I did miss the sped talk, so if I'm available to do that, if I'm still okay to do that, I'd love to do that. But again, not required. And then questions and blockers. So definitely procrastination. A lot of times I'd be working in the middle of something, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I should do status report," and I was like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of something. Let me get to a good place where I can stop at." And I never ended up until I finally, this week when I finally put in a lot more than I've been doing like 5 to 6 hours a week probably, and I've been put in a lot more this week. I actually took the whole last few weeks off of work, so just focus on school and getting everything done. And then some big ones I remember is being able, when I was first testing the front end, is I just couldn't connect to the back end. And it took me a lot longer than I thought just to realize I just had to update CORS authorization. Um, there's an AI tool called Claude.ai that I've never used before. Well, my dad told me about it, and that's what's actually helped me figure that out, because I was like, I've tried forum posts, Reddit, lots of stuff. And I finally got it to connect. I also got some other challenges is the zip code API with non-JSON data. So basically, the government website that shows fair market rent prices based on zip code, it does not have any sort of neat JSON data that I can extract from. So I thought of either manually just making a dictionary of some common zip codes in order for my stretch goal, which was to implement those zip code changes to cost of living. I could still end up doing the dictionary thing, but I have a few ideas. I've been working on some stuff of trying to set up something live that can take data from that website. So you can put in any zip code for America. That'd be pretty cool. That's one of my big stretch goals I want to do. Just some GitHub stuff and dealt with, like, I realized I was saving all my back end stuff, not my main folder, which included my front end. So I had to change that around. That took me a little bit. And then, of course, CSS, making it look pretty. I'm not the best at that, and so, it's good practice. So then questions for you, Brother Curl. I'll show in the demo here shortly, but anything stand out that I should fix with this last half week? I finished all my other classes, so this is my only class for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so I was planning on doing all the stretch goals that I'd like to finish, but of course, if there's anything else I should fix or improve, please let me know. As well as if I'm still available to do the sped talk, I'd love to do one, but I understand that I did miss my time slot, and I'm sorry about that. And then for the demo, here I'll just go to, well, I guess I can show real quick. So this is the React code. Spent a lot of time learning React. It's a pretty interesting language. And I've only taken one web development class in the beginning. Is WD 130, I want to say. And so I got to learn a lot about web development. It's pretty interesting. I haven't dealt with much front end before, so that was fun. And then back end, Um, oh, that's another thing is I did a lot of research into. It's figuring out average cost of budgeting of for insurance, for utilities, transportation, all that stuff. And so I got all these numbers here. I'll show in a second. This is my actual where the magic happens code right here. But let me go back to here's Swagger where we can test it. So now I have some new fields is so monthly income. I'll just say like 5,000. Rent. Let's say you're spending 1,000. Oh, I do want to change that to say housing. So, and then select bare bones, modest, comfortable, and high spending. That just like is a multiplier on some of the non-essentials like entertainment, car costs and stuff like that. A zip code. I'll just do my zip code here in Arizona. And then it lets you put how many adults in household and how many children in household and whether or not they need childhood care, because I found out that was a huge portion of the average American budget. And then if I calculate budget, so now it shows housing, which I already did, and then utilities, groceries, eating out, transportation, health, insurance, savings, entertainment, personal spending, childcare, miscellaneous. And then remaining is I am right now in a deficit. I need to be making an extra $660 a month, based on my zip code and how I want to live and how many adults I have in the house. And this is based on the average American spending in each of these categories. And then, there's some disclaimers. Housing is evaluated against recommended 25% of monthly income. Insurance uses the national average for car insurance and workplace health plans only. It assumes individual if it's one adult and assumes a family plan for anyone else, for any more than one adult. And then childcare estimates are simplified. They'll definitely vary a lot, but I did, about the middle end, maybe a little bit higher just to prepare for, because healthcare can get or childcare can be expensive. And then zip code, I already talked about that. Oh, sorry, I just realized that this is going long. Sorry, it should be 5 minutes, and I'm at 7 minutes now, so let me wrap up. Lifestyle section, adjust discretionary spending categories, like entertainment, dining, stuff like that. There's personal care, all that stuff. And of course, these values are planning estimates only. It should be adjusted to match real household expenses. So overall, my goal was to make something that can generate numbers like this so you can see what you're spending. And then, of course, from there, the next step would be just live a month like normal and then go through your bank statement and see how much you're spending on each category. See if you're above the average, below the average, see where you can cut back on. Like in case if I, made 5,000 and spent 1,000 in housing, I'd see, oh man, if I spend as much as the average American, I would need to make 660 more. So that means I need to cut that out somewhere and figure out where I can cut that out. And then let's see. So like I said, so here's the must-have requirements, which I have, the user input, budget calculation, API integration, input validation. It is responsive and it does use secure API. So I have all that working and calculations of real world calculations that I actually like, and I've actually started to use this, so I like it. But I definitely want to add some stretch requirements. So like I said, I'm working on the zip code based cost of living multiplier. And just going to take the 2-bedroom market rate from the government website by zip code and then compare it to the national average, which is like $1,750 or something. And then for some other stretch requirements, I'd like to have a pie chart too. I just think that'd be fun and pretty, and I haven't done anything with chart yet, so that'd be fun. And then so far in my React, I've only ever used post, and I would like to use get to actually like store some information and be able to pull it back. So a little bit of persistence. Not with a SQL database, do not have time for that. But, just display some previous budgets, or even do a CSV export would not be too bad. But overall, so that is my project. Sorry for, it's been a while since done one of these, but thank you, and let me know.